Are you looking for gear that can keep up with your active and adventurous dog? Look no further than Synology Warehouse. They specialize in equipping the modern canine with distinguished, overbuilt gear that's built to last from home to horizon. From premium collars and leashes to rugged outdoor gear, they have everything you need to keep your dog comfortable and safe no matter where your adventures take you. I've been using their Biothane slip leashes for months now and I love them. They have a nice feel, a good grip, and they clean very easily. Use coupon code Vermont to receive 10% off your purchase. Head over to Synology Warehouse on Etsy today and give your dog the gear they deserve. Synology Warehouse, overbuilt gear that's built to last from home to horizon.
Time again for Talking Dogs with Ian Grant, owner of Vermont Dog Boarding Behavior, VFW Drive Hyde Park. It's the show that delves into the training, socializing, behavior, nutrition, and wellness of your dog. And brought to you by Guy's Farm and Yard, with 4 locations in Morrisville, Montpelier, Williston, and St. Albans. And we're back with the trainer Ian Grant, and the topic this week is place command for duration. Huh?
If you're a non-dog owner listening, you are going, huh? What is this?
Well, I'm a dog owner, and I still don't know what it means. So, all right. So I guess the obvious question is, what is the place command?
Typically, traditional obedience, the place command is just a spot. It could be a raised bed or a blanket or something that you're just telling your dog that you want them to go to that spot. Usually, it's meant for you need the space from your dog. There's somebody at the front door. You send them away to go to the place just to kind of be out of the mix of everything. Here's my issue with
place command.
The place command is that if we're sending our dog away because their behavior isn't acceptable, then we should be dealing with the
behavior.
Exactly. And not sending them away. Now, the flip side of this is when you do place command for duration, meaning you're doing it for, a good amount of time, because normally it's, maybe UPS guy is at the front door. We send our dog away. UPS guy goes away. Dog comes back off place back to where you are. So it's usually seconds at a time or maybe a minute or so. It's not that long.
Now, does the dog come after the UPS guy leaves, or do you have to command the dog to come off of there?
See, normally there's a release word too, which when we're giving release words, I think we've talked about this in the past, we're creating anticipation. So the brain never comes back down to earth. It's still up in the clouds. But what I like to do with this is to actually give that place, the bed or blanket or whatever, more of a meaning. What I want to do is I want to create a calm association with it. So if I'm going to do it with a dog, I'm going to require that the dog stays on there for 5 minutes or maybe even 10. I want that alert brain. Normally when we send them onto a bed, they're very alert. I want that alert brain to start to settle and calm down and relax and maybe even lie down. So they know that when they go to this certain place or spot, that actually means that this is a place where my brain goes, yes.
Taking a break. So it is not what you would call our kids a timeout place. You wouldn't consider that because, a timeout place is, okay, you've been a little bit off the rails a little bit lately. Yeah. You need to take 5. Not the same thing?
Not the same thing, because this can be used, in a context of let's say you're in the kitchen and you're making dinner and your dog's around your feet and kind of bumping into you.
So you've been in my kitchen.
Yes, and every other dog owner's too. Yeah. So sending your dog to a place is just like that. I need a little extra space right now because you're too close. You're in my own personal space, and I need some room. So it certainly can be used in the context of, okay, you're definitely misbehaving. You need to go settle down for a little bit. But if we can't at that time deal with the behavior, and fix the unwanted behavior, then okay, I understand sending a dog to a place or sending them out of your own space. But ideally, we want to define, this is really what this whole subject matter comes down to. We want to define place as a place for the dog to go and relax and be calm. So no matter what they were doing, that when we send them, that's what that reminds them of every time they go on there.
Well, I'll tell you an example, because Tika one time stole something off of our dinner table one time while I was cooking. And I got so upset that I said, go to your cushion. That's the term that I use. Go to your cushion. And she knows where the cushion is, and she goes to it. Now, that's not exactly the same as going to some place where you have to, well, I guess it is. They're calming down. But to you, the way you're explaining it, it should be just a time, it's like going to a spa instead of going to a prison.
Right. And that's why it's funny you say that word prison too, because the place command turns into a prison for a lot of dogs because dog owners don't know how to deal with unwanted behavior. So it's just go to your place and you have to stay there while I do what I need to do. And I have no reason or no way of knowing how to fix your behavior. I just know that I need to remove you from the situation.
Because we have two separate places. So we have the cushion is when they misbehaved, and when we want them out of the kitchen while we're cooking, we send her to the chair. So we send her to two different places. Are we confusing her, or does she know the difference?
No, I think your intention is certainly there and very well known as to what you're communicating. So I don't think so. I think if you changed it, that's when you're going to create the confusion. Meaning, if they're bad, they go to the good spot. If they're good, they go to the bad spot. Kind of thing. You don't want to do that. Then that's chaos. But no, you have consistency in it. So it's so be it. I just had a client whose place was up on the corner of the couch. Yeah. Okay, if that works for you, it works for me. They're not misbehaving. So.
Except when she goes to the cushion, she has her tail down, and when she goes to the chair, she figures, I just need to be leaving, and she's happy. So she must know the difference.
She does. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
No doubt. So
that is what you call place command for duration. Boy, oh boy. And I've been doing it all this time. I never knew it.
Yes. That's good.
Back with our question from the doggy bag in just a moment here on Talking Dogs.
Roaming is a Los Angeles-based premium lifestyle brand that is motivated by nature. Roaming features high-quality, earth-friendly dog products made from renewable and natural materials like their bio-based and 100% compostable biodegradable dog poop bags. These bags really are awesome. I've been using their bags for a few months now, and I love the durability, the way they feel, and the fact that they are good for the earth. They also have a special discount for our listeners. Use code VermontDog to get 20% off your first purchase, including 20% off the first 3 orders if you sign up for one of their poop bag subscriptions. They also have some beautiful leather leashes made right here in the USA. You can check them out at roaming.com. That's ROMNG.com.
Back with Talking Dogs with Ian Grant from Vermont Dog Boarding and Behavior, VFW Drive Hyde Park. Find out more about his facility and programs by going to Vermont Dog Boarding and Behavior, all spelled out, .com. And our question this morning, Ian, is when my dog sees a strange dog, he crouches down to his belly and starts growling. Is there a way to fix this? So what is the dog saying when it does that? Is that a common thing for them to do?
Well, common in my world, probably not common in your world of people that you know with dogs.
Because you deal with dogs all the time, right?
It's not uncommon for me to hear that kind of thing. It can be very contextual, though, because in some situations, a dog can get down to their belly as the other dog approaches, and they're ready to play. So it turns into this, like, pouncing thing, almost like a cat, if you will. You know, they kind of kneel down and crouch down. Now, when we have some growling going on, this kind of changes the context of everything.
It does, yeah.
You know, obviously we're not seeing video or anything like this, but my interpretation of the growling is just kind of this unsure. And also because if the dog sees another dog from a distance and it's growling, it's not growling so loud that the other dog can hear it. It's growling to let everybody know in that dog's area how he feels. So this is I'm unsure, there's a dog approaching, and I'm staring at it.
And I'm not sure how I'm going to react to it.
Yeah, and of course it keeps coming, right? And keeps coming, possibly, and then things are going to intensify. Most everybody looks at a situation like this and goes, okay, when my dog is in this situation, crouching down and growling, how do I address this? Well, you address that by getting one step ahead of that problem.
Right.
Because too often we're focused on getting our dog in the trenches, they're overreacting, and then how do we address that? How do we fix it in that moment? Well, if you're trying to fix it in that moment, you're too late.
Right.
That's really what it boils down to. These are one of those situations where I would have a friend meet you somewhere, you know, to where you can find the threshold of where your dog is okay, where it sees that other dog, but it's not so close that it's crouching down and growling. So we want to give that dog a longer chance, longer opportunity to see that dog from a distance without going into this headspace, if you will. The more we repeat something, the better we get at it. And so this can be a problem if it's just repeated over time.
That's one of many reactions dogs can have when they have a dog coming towards them. I mean, that's just one of many.
Yeah, there are so many things. Oh my gosh, from jumping and lunging to wanting to play.
Yeah.
I mean, the spectrum is quite large when it comes down to it. But really, what this boils down to is stay one step ahead if you want to address this. Don't wait for things to happen before we address it.
Could get kind of ugly.
Yes.
If you have a question for Ian, you can email him directly to info@vermontdogboardingandbehavior.com. Next week, we're adding to our Talking Dogs glossary.
Yes.
From place command for duration to situational aggression. Boy, oh boy, we're getting into a lot of terms over these shows.
And it's funny, this term situational aggression just came to me last week from one of my lessons. And I thought this was interesting because I want to explain this when we get down to it and how it's interpreted.
It's always new and exciting on Talking Dogs with Ian Grant, brought to you by Guys Farm and Yard with locations in Morrisville, Montpelier, Williston, and St. Albans. And for the trainer Ian Grant, I'm Roland LaJoy, and we are Talking Dogs.